Formidable opponent, dangerous lecture. Formidable opponent, you can walk out. Formidable opponent, think you had the choice. Formidable opponent, angry crackpot. Formidable opponent, dangerous lecture. Formidable opponent, you can walk out. Formidable opponent, think you had the choice.
What's up, everybody? Let me know if it's coming through okay. Saturday night, February full moon. It's been a while. Got a clear sky tonight, and I had some energy to do this. I want to check in with y'all, make sure everything is all good in the hood. Jumping in the chat, shouting out Super Must See and Kimmy and SJ Sharks fan and Matrick, and Tom and Shockwave. What up, everybody? Of course, we got the full moon, a little low volume. I think I got to adjust this 1 second. All right, let's lower that for a sec. All right, let me know what's going on in the chat room, everybody. How's everybody been? It's been about a month or so since I've streamed. Really needed a break from YouTube. Still think I'm gonna keep taking one, but I figure I missed a full moon. It was the first full moon that I hadn't streamed last month, but I got some footage at least. And yeah, it's that simple. Just needed a real break. I realize I've been doing this thing for so long, and hold on, let me find my lighter. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So let's see. SJ Sharks fan says, been good on this side. I hope everybody's doing good. Lee Fire. Shockwave says, coming Sunday. Yeah, I think I might hop in tomorrow. I left that whole kind of computer setup off for a bit, so I haven't been checking Discord or Skype, so forgive me. But, you know, like I took a week off, and then I was like, man, this week is extending into another week, and then another week, and I realized, like, in all honesty, that I was so addicted to getting live when I see the moon, and it started to get a little bit annoying, to be honest. Just that kind of panic. It's like, oh, the moon's out, let me get live. You all know that I am addicted to this thing, so I needed a real break from it, a harsh one. But felt like coming on tonight, saying what's up to y'all. It's gonna be a short one, maybe 30 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna grab some dinner. But I am alive. I'll play some jams that I've been working on. I don't really have much to say. I think I'm gonna shelf all the science talk for a bit. I feel like I made some videos that were really pertinent to the subject, and I don't know if I want to belabor the point of this intrinsic geometry that I've been talking about. So if y'all like what I do, if you're new and you haven't seen the videos, check out the last 5 or 10 videos that I talk about intrinsic conjugate geometry. And this is the true form that I believe resides in all shapes, all dimensions, and all layers. What's happening? Somebody somewhere? How's it going? Yeah, the echo is really deep. Let me try and adjust this. Test. Okay, that's a little better. Test. All right, much better. Thanks for the call. What's up, Miguel? How's it going? Hello, hello. Yeah, so I got a cold front coming through, so the image is not so clear, but it is in focus and it just kind of goes in and out, that typical thing. I will make a note, Shockwave says, one of the many forms. You know, but I was thinking, like, really that the donut and the hourglass emanate outwards, these onion shells, or the shells of electrons, or these plasma shells, and then you have the Fibonacci spirals emanating from there outwards. I don't know, I feel like this one kind of superimposed shape of all these sacred geometric forms and Platonic geometries really allow you to kind of look at the world in a completely different way, and you start seeing all the geometry in humans and plants, animals, in tiny things, in cosmic things, and it all comes together and you feel like you're part of it. And you know, the real deeper answer there is that the necessitative evil and the necessitative good. You know, so in order to read the words, you need the page. In order to have you know, good things in life, you're going to have bad things. And it just allows you to come to, or at least it allowed me to come to terms with this concept of death and where you were before you were born. And it really seems like it's along these similar geometries. I also heard Alan Watts recently. You know, I always listen to Alan Watts, but if you listen to him talk about the Brahman, he were really even aware of the geometry, this kind of conjugate geometry, the torus and the hourglass and the magnetic field coherency, even back in the 40s and 50s. Even philosophers were talking about this stuff. So it's funny to, and not just that, I mean, the Brahmins mentioned, you know, hundreds of years ago, and they anthropomorphized these figures, but like really they were talking about this exact geometry, which is, key to understanding a lot, and also fundamental to, of course, electric universe and the shape of the structure of this universe. What's going on with this? Yo, what's going on, Nancy? Evening to you. Shockwave says, planet formation and electric accretion and on Birkeland currents. So, yeah, so the shape, I guess, these Birkeland currents are made up of just chains and chains of these points. And the points emanate the onion skin, or the shells, and that point is the center of the donut and the hourglass. So yeah, Birkeland filaments end up being like a kind of organized, let me lower this, an organized pattern, or like a chain of these points, or, the fundamental geometry, but those are the two forms, really kind of like Buddy has some great sketches of that stuff, where it's just chains and chains of those toroidal shapes. What's up, Howie Dunn? How's it going? Bless up. Kimmy, it says, I have a good connection here, so it could be you. Sorry. Shockwave is saying it's more complex than we have imagined, but, I would say, like, I can sort of imagine what it is, but essentially if every single point is a sphere going out towards another sphere, or many spheres, and creating these hexagons, or 3D versions of these hexagons, then of course it's going to be extremely complicated, because you have all scales and all dimensions of this conjugate geometry interacting with itself and other versions of it, creating even more node points, creating that similar recursive geometry. And so I think that's how we have variance, like how do you have a tree that has the same fundamental shape, trunk, branches, leaves, twigs, fruit. But of course we have how many different types and variations of trees and people. So the same fundamental shape is always there. The apple, Shockwave says, why isn't a galaxy the same shape as our sun? They express differently on different scales. Definitely, and they express differently depending on their location, right? Because you have different forces pulling and pushing from different sides of it. So maybe the sun is at a leading edge, or the sun is in the sandwich between two stronger fields. It's really the interaction between fields that create the variation. And then, but really fundamentally, we live in this dipolar symmetrical system, which is why birds, lions, humans, nebulas, quasars, all operate in the same kind of symmetrical dipolar nature. There are no triclops, and there are no cyclops, and people don't have 3 lungs. The real norm in this universe is twosies. But who knows, maybe we used to live in a monopole, and maybe we're moving into a tripole, where people will start having 3 eyes and all, and I think it will cascade too. So like everything that exists in this consciousness, in this system, will have the same set of rules. So trees will start to act a little differently, insects will have different types of features, they'll all variate along these paths. Magnetic torus fields on all scales, not bubbles. Well, it's both, right? So the torus is the donut, and then there's the hourglass shape that fits within it. At the center of that, there's a point. That point emanates oscillations into the ether, creating plasma layers, which contain time and memory. And it happens at every scale. So all the other points are basically creations of intersections between these 2 points. Every single object is that. Matrix says the Book of Enoch says luminaries. Well, if you look up the word luminaries, you'll see that it can reference several different things. So it's just an interpretation. Even things like Buddha and Brahman and Venus, Ishtar, Inanna, like there are words that sound like other things that have just been misinterpreted and passed down over generation. I would argue that if you push somebody to the point of trying to explain something like survival or instinct, or, I actually had this discussion with Rick, with Shockwave, a while back, but, I pushed him, and I pushed my other friend the other day. I was like, what is survival? What is instinct? But it's just survival, it's just instinct. Well, what is that? Like, what are those rule sets? Who writes those rules of survival? Why does, a spider build a web? Or why does, a wolf hunt? And why do we have to eat? And so I realized that the have to is based on this geometry. That's really what the secret is, I think. It's because these geometries grow outwards all the time, sucking in ether and blowing out ether. And I think that interactions between animals, bacteria, and humans, interactions between humans are based on this exact geometry as well. So a word is a vibration, goes into the ether, starts creating these oscillations, donuts, and hourglasses, and shells of plasma. And then they meet other words or a microphone and resonate, sympathetically resonate, and create a chain of these plasma bubbles and torus shapes. Let me adjust the moon for a second. Chakra is saying, I'm not convinced that the golden ratio is the key all by itself, but there's more to it. 3D Fibonacci, it's just sort of a 10,000 piece puzzle. Well, I think the big part of it for me that I think is sort of difficult and seems really far away publicly is that I don't think people and doctors and scientists are ready to admit that information, memory, exists outside the human body in a physical plasma bubble or shell or layer. And further, that possibly time, so in the way that memory exists as a plasma bubble, and it's encoded in an electric resonance as it emanates out from your body in time. So it's literally time, memory, plasma layers that surround every object in the universe, from the tiniest particle to humans to the cosmos. And when you look at it like that, you realize that consciousness also interacts in a physical way. This is the key, but I think it's much further than Electric Universe, because it's really what Rupert Sheldrake and Eileen McCusick and Gerald Pollack are sort of talking about with this information field around the human body. It changes everything. All right, tunage. So before I run the next tune, I figure just check in, see if anybody has any questions or thoughts. I see a few more people joined. I'm going for another like 20, 30 minutes, and then I'm getting really hungry though. I'm excited for dinner. Ja, spell shitty. Miguel, thank you so much. NASA Snake. NASA. Can't believe I never thought of that one before. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't checked any news on any space or any science in a while. I saw a couple of Thunderbolts Project videos showed up, and I did watch them just once through, but it's the same stuff. I already believe what they're talking about. And it's just tragic that it's taking so long and they don't really have that kind of heat on the channel. They haven't really gotten that many more subscribers, even though they really should. So the state of the electric universe is in its kind of cruising phase right now. It's kind of steady, like plateaued a bit. There are a bunch more channels, but nothing really to shake the foundations of the system yet. People are really focused on politics. So we'll see maybe next year or maybe after the EU conference. And then finally, just want to say thanks to all the people who left me nice comments when I was away, and emails, and everybody who liked and watched the video. The last one, the best of. That was fun to put together. There's like a nice marker, milestone for the channel, and I felt kind of good after it. I felt like I could take a break. I was like, I think I have about 720 videos on the channel. At least like 600 of them are streams. And going through all the clips, it was really amazing to kind of just dig back into the channel and watch some of the old videos. I think that's why I took a break, or that I'm still taking a break, in fact. Just because I think I need to plateau and cruise for a bit and just think about the science and think about enjoying the geometry that I've learned about. I didn't really want to be on YouTube to lecture anybody or to really, you know, or to be a celebrity. So I feel like it's also very delicate and information. And let me lower this a little bit more. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, I guess it's either on or off. All right, whatever. I'll just talk for a second, then I'll put it back on. What's going on? Every other 20, welcome. It says, it came this far, though, 2 steps forward. Most people I know in this Christian place won't listen to anything not Bible-related. Yeah, it just feels like, okay, I'll share an opinion that might seem unpopular, but and it has to do with popularity, but this is the thing. Electric Universe is cool. It's like a great restaurant that nobody knows about. It's like a great album that nobody's heard about. And that's really tragic, because it's like, it really needs to be the predominant science that the world works by. But it seems like it can't be viewed that way for some reason, because it's so deeply spiritual and connected that maybe the entire, like, in order for life to progress on Earth, if everybody knew about this information, it might destroy itself in a weird way. I know, and I don't even believe that necessarily, but I feel like it's so crazy how it's been hidden in plain sight, really. I mean, we live on an electric grid. NASA uses plasma all the time. And somehow this entire paradigm, I think the speed of light and idolatry of Einstein and certain, you know, the idea of the idol or the teacher or the celebrity, I think has muddied science. But the human race is doing pretty well. Anyway, my point earlier was that Electric Universe is cool, and I don't know if it's ever going to be super duper popular with everybody, because it's so cool. Yeah. The other thing I wanted to say, let's see what's in the chat. Yeah, it came this far, 2 steps forward. Yeah, I agree. I think there's this kind of ebb and flow to it. For a while there was really no action on Thunderbolts Project, and there were almost no channels. Like back in 2017 when I was doing some streams and I was convinced that Electric Universe was real, there were very few channels. And really there wasn't any kind of buzz around it or anything really moving. At least not like it is now. But I think now it just kind of has to like stew for a little bit. Yeah, and I just want to double down on earlier. So yeah, if I've discussed the sacred information of, you know, if you go back and watch the videos or you understand exactly what I'm saying, you know, let me know in the chat if you really kind of grasp what I'm saying when it comes to, and I don't mean to be pedantic, but if you really think that these shells around a human body actually contain memory, this is a really huge paradigm shifter, on top of which, of course, space being electric and interconnected. So for me, that information is almost like this really sacred knowledge that I don't know if it really should be on YouTube for like to be exposed, and it's weird. It's not that I, you know, because I've said everything there is to say about it, I think, and I feel like I've overdone it in a way. But let me know what you think. I'm gonna pick a song. But it's yeah, it's akin to the old paradigm of, you know, those who know Zen, those who say they know Zen don't truly know Zen. Those who know that they don't know Zen are Zen. And so in a way, it's almost like this idea of evangelism, of learning something great and then saying, hey, I got to go out there and tell everybody how to do that and tell everybody to be just like me. I think that has to also be approached with care. You know, it's in an age of celebrity, I think people think that, no, you know, popularity, that's it. It's got to be as popular as possible. Versus, you know, like that's what feeds those comments like, you should be on Joe Rogan. Instead of somebody saying, wow, I'm inspired by you, I'm going to go buy a telescope. You know, how few, the people in my life that have met me have all said, or like even on YouTube, it's like, they're like, you should do more, as opposed to saying, hey, I saw what you did. How do you do that? Let me do that too. Think about the numbers, the ratio of that. And that's actually like so surprising that people don't actually take initiative. And I don't mean to insult anyone, really. I think it's a necessitative consumer artist situation where in order for great things to appear, you need this massive amount of dark energy, or like the page to the words, this contrasting ratio for things to actually manifest. So in a way, I'm just trying to make to have a, let me see, just a commentary on the idea of sharing information and maybe overdoing it or underdoing it and things like that. All right, let's see what's going on in the chat. Shockwave says, my wish is for Sapphire to make THC. Plasma THC. Oh shit, Wolfman Jack is around. Aroo, buddy, what's up? Long time. Sorry, I had the window down. Who else showed up? Anybody else? Shockwave says, never overdone truth rules. I hear you, man. I've been operating that way, but at the same time, I feel like I'm overdoing it when it comes to this. That's not right. I think that just I want to enjoy what I've learned. I think that's the way to look at it for me, as opposed to just being like, I've learned it, now I got to pass it on. Learned it, got to pass it on. I think that's fun and important, but at the same time, I want to be like, wow, I'm using this to write music. I'm using it to look at the world in a new way. And I think that's part of Zen, is to take a second and just say, yeah, gotta appreciate the flow as well as go with it.
If you want life, don't cling. desire, not desire. How can I surrender myself when myself is precisely an urge to hold on, to cling to life, to continue to survive? I may be like a person who has a bad habit, as a result of which he is committing suicide. He knows that, but can't give it up, because the means of death are so sweet. The way the world actually is an enormously complex, interrelated organism. People undergoing shock, people locked in the colorless, monotonous corridors of mental instability. If you want life, don't cling, is that if you are really aware of your own inner working, we didn't have some campaign to have an improved brain. When you see that there's nothing else, there's nothing else. Life, don't cling, don't cling.
Love midnight, maybe right with the midnight moon, maybe right 7 midnight moon. Contemporary rock and roll. You damn me with your southern laser beams of cold isolation. And I believe what they say. I wanna take it higher. Side to side with my desire. Just a situation. Just a mess. Societies won't be at ease until the body's away. You need a process structure, eyes around the truth like any other. That's the body's the
Alright. So, I'm gonna start winding it down over here and heading off to dinner. I definitely enjoyed checking in with y'all. I want to say what's up to Mary. Thanks for the nice comments and missed y'all. Hope you're doing well. Like I said, if you missed it, you can go back to the beginning or listen to it later. But I'm kind of on break from YouTube, so I'll check in when I can. I needed to learn how to take a break from it. I might be on the Electric View tomorrow if I got that energy, but I really needed to stew a little bit and take a real clean break. Kind of gets to you after a while. Like I said, astronomy is one of those things that you gotta approach with moderation. If you do it all the time, it's just exhausting. So for health reasons and for sanity, bear with me. out of tune acoustic over here. What's up, Happy Honey Big Bear? Shockwave, I'm not on that computer actually. I'm on the one I don't have Discord on, so maybe a little bit later. I don't know. Let me know if you can hear this little acoustic. Yo, what's up, Mississippi Case? Hey, what's going on, Mando and Cecilia? Thank you all. Let me know if you have any other comments or questions. I appreciate, again, everybody's nice messages when I was away. And I'll try and stream here and there. But I wish you all a great night, great night. I wish you all a great, great night and a full moon pinched from the vine. You're so divine, and this full still here for you. Here for you. Still here for you. Still here for you. Still here for you. Take a shot of gin, and take a shot of whiskey, take a shot of everything you know, and take control of everything you know. Just take a shot of whiskey, feeling all the way you should, so tipsy. Just take a shot of gin, just another sin, just climb it all within. You know it's true, baby. You know it's true, baby. You know it's true, baby. eat all your fish. All right, y'all, I'm getting real hungry and the moon's fading. Real hungry and the moon's fading. I'm gonna let it go and let you all know. That was an airplane. Pretty cool. A little fly by. Oh, in my view. I know maybe it's not coming through. Play one more song and throw me any last questions in the chat, y'all, or any comments. Otherwise, take care, have a great rest of your night, and I'll check in with y'all real soon. Might be on tomorrow, but we'll see.
so faded on